Take a Child to Theatre today has been introduced to engage with theatre community, government departments and the private sector and the general public to advocate for the value of theatre in the lives of children and young people. Now joining us now to tell us more about the campaign is artistic manager at the Soweto Theatre, Warona Seane. Good morning, welcome to Morning Live.
Morning.
How are you?
I am well, thanks.
Good, thank you. Tell us about this initiative, Take a Child to Theatre Day. What is it about?
It was started by SABC, which is an international association for making theatre for young audiences. Yeah. And SABC exists in 90 countries around the world. So SABC South Africa obviously then introduced it to South Africa. And essentially the purpose of it is to start building a theatre audience very early. But also there's a lot of teaching tools that theatre and drama can give kids. I mean, they do theatre for naught-year-olds.
Yeah.
You know, while you're still in the tummy, there will be some person who will make a piece of theatre for you and your mom to experience something new and all of that. So it's just to spark the imagination of young people and to show them that there's more for them to do in life, I suppose.
Is one day enough though? It almost feels like we should be doing this for much longer because art is such an essential part of any society.
Well, I think one day is good to have, but I think looking at the programs that SABC has throughout the year as well, it's not something that's just reserved for that one day. So there's a lot of theatre makers out there who are making work for young people, and so this, I suppose, becomes a concentrated experience of how throughout the year everything has been happening for all the young audiences out there.
Okay, so take us through what's going to happen on this day. How many theatres around the country are going to be taking part?
I am not sure about around the country. Yeah. I just know about Joburg City Theatres.
Yes,
So Joburg City Theatres, that is Joburg Theatre, Roodepoort Theatre and Soweto Theatre. Joburg Theatre adopted 3 schools. And so they're having a schools festival, a mini schools festival, with those schools presenting their works, and then they'll go into the Mandela to watch a performance. Okay. Roodepoort Theatre is hosting the National Eisteddfod Academy on the day. So there'll be a lot of kids at the theatre showcasing their work and watching other kids perform. So at the theatre, we have nothing but the truth going on. So we're for a little older child, you know, the high school. There's 2 shows happening on the day. And then there'll be a tour of the theatre to expose the learners to the technical side of theatre, the management side of theatre and all of that. And then there'll be sporadic performances throughout the tour with our trainees. Doing all kinds of crazy things just to entertain them and all of that. For
you personally, and as somebody who does theatre so much, why is it important for us to start the theatre audience so young?
It's very important. It's like reading. It's one of those things that you've got to start young, otherwise it's just not going to be part of the fabric of your entertainment. But also what it does is that it, whereas with television, a lot of the images or imagination that you might have has already been interpreted for you. With theatre, you can have the space to actually stretch your imagination a bit more. There's learning tools that are offered there. And I think it's key that we start developing young people to understand that there's more. And also what theatre does as well, being exposed to it, is you get a sense of yourself, and it helps with so many things like public speaking and all sorts of things, thinking differently, lateral thinking and all of that. So it helps the school system as well. It's like another way of teaching that is not as structured as school is, but it aids in the learning process for the kids.
All right. So what time do you start at the Soweto Theatre?
Come through at 9 o'clock is our first show.
Okay. And what day are we told? The 20th of March?
The 20th of March, which is the day before Human Rights Day.
All right. Warona, thank you so much. Always such a pleasure having you on the program. Warona Seane talking to us about the Take a Child Theatre initiative, giving us more information about this great initiative, encouraging parents to take children to a theatre.